Vanakkam and good night, and welcome to the fourth edition or the fourth installment of Temple Talk. And in this particular video, we're going to talk about garments. What are garments? Garments are what is you see if you go to certain temples that are very much structured in the way they go about their everyday spiritual business or devotions, whatever, where the temple based on the members would have grown together as a family, would have come together as a family, and those who are like that aspect into that family, they would have more or less chosen different styles of how they would dress, the different colors, and so forth. Men would have a particular style, let's say dhoti pants with long kurta top or a button up or a polo jersey. Women will have this similar aspect of a dhoti pants or something similar to a kurta pants with the kurta top. Or alright, some of them would the sleeves for the women and will become sometimes come down just past the elbow. Some of them will may go down to the wrist. They would have their little, edges like with gold or yellow and so forth. Women would have their head tied or who have on the urni. Men also would have that head tie. Some they will have what you call the waist tie, this triangular piece of cloth that's tied over. Now these garments or clothes would normally be blessed, would be offered up. Alright, they would be offered up when devotion is being done on the astan and so forth. They would have, if a manifestation comes up, be it master or mother comes up, they would bless the clothes and so forth, and then it will be given to the different members who more or less have joined that family group of the temple at that point in time. Right, and some of them did it so elegant, and the colors and the different cuts and how they did it was so beautiful, representing the temple. And so when you go, who is part of the temple, who is a member of the temple, and who is not, based on if you're visiting different coves or temples. Nowadays, you don't see that. You don't see that at all. It is not given no more reverence. It is not given no respect. Something that was so much highly treasured and respected. Now, you see people they're going and they're wearing, things that would cut very short, or armless sleeves. You see people wearing fitted clothes and something that more or less kind of gives way to the shape of their body and so forth. You have them with slits or cuts coming up the side of the body and so forth. And it varies when it comes to men and women. You see fellas, and what is more disheartening, you see the individuals like those who are the malos, some of the malos in them who are manifesting no waist tie, no headpiece. They're manifesting. Some of them manifesting fitted jeans and just a jersey. Even like if it's in a temple settings, or if they go to perform some special work at someone's home, right? Someone is just sometime in a short pants or just in a type of pants, a sweatpants or whatever, and so forth. And it's very degrading. And for me growing up through the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s and seeing all these different beautiful array of different garments from different temples and people representing. Sometimes you go to the beach and you see different temples come there to do their devotions, whatever, and so this temple is that color is for this temple and so forth. Now in nowadays generation, no disrespect to all the generation, but some of the temples and some of the members is that there's no decorum, there's no respect, there's no reverence. And I grew up in a time where man mastered them. That was compulsory. Respect your body, cover your body. Do not have things that shows the shapes of your body, the curves and whatever your body. Have respect for it, cover it properly. That if you bend over, that nothing is being exposed or shown, whatever. That nothing's shown, not too much curves of the rest of your abdomen and all these different things. Right? There's so much things that is not right in this aspect with this newer generation, and even some that and are now being condoned by some older generation. So these things are not how they used to be. I have had talks, and many people had talks with me about that same thing, and I said, yes, I understand, and I grew up in a time where these things were very thing, because these things were very important. I came from a time when you did not have your garment to go to temple. You felt as though something was missing, something was lacking. That vibe to temple was not longer there. You felt embarrassed when you went and you're missing your head tie or your waist tie, which was very potent. It had certain aspects with certain head pujaris or pujaris or even master and one of them will more or less put law. If no one comes with their head tie or their waist tie or wearing an urni over their head, they cannot perform puja and they cannot do anything. That them are certain other aspects, but they cannot take part of, because these things were mounted, these things were done with reverence, respect, and for certain purposes, spiritual purposes, that they needed to wear. It was almost like an armor for them. And nowadays you don't get that. And a lot of younger generations, young children coming up, that young generation, like children coming up, those up to the age of 10 and coming up to the age of 13, 14, they are not seeing it in some of the temple settings they're going, and they don't know that these things were important, these things were essential, these things were part of your spiritual life, your temple life, and they don't know. Right? And it was things. Women, we look at even women with their hair. Colors was an issue. You couldn't put different types of colors. You couldn't cut your hair. Women couldn't put different types of cuts to their hair. They had to grow their hair. Man, them was very adamant about that. Don't cut your hair. Cut your hair in different styles. Grow your hair. The colors in them was very minimal. Minimal, like a little streak. They were very stringent on that. They did not play with that. And I have had many people have told me, Tantra child, there were some of them that did not listen and man them, masters them, and bar them in public, have them fall down, because besides not attiring themselves properly in temple, they were not attiring themselves properly outside a temple, wherever they're going, not having respect for their body, and ma would embarrass them. And this is what we are seeing today. There is a lack of respect for the garments. There's a lack of respect for one's body and one's body shape and size. And people are wearing because it looks stylish. Yes, it may look nice, but is it practical? Is it what is required? And some of the hands are not, pushing that aspect that, let us do garments, let us do this, let us choose colors and keep a status quo. Keep a code of conduct, which was done in the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s. Now, in these last, let's say, 6-7 years, there has been a drastic change in that. And for me, that is very sad, that is very deplorable, because gone are the days when you could admire a temple, big or large, however, and the way they were dressed, the way they would care about themselves, that by watching the colors too, you would know what temple they were. If you knew the different temples, you could tell, okay, this is so-and-so, that's temple A, that temple B, this is from them from down south, them from up north. You could tell where they were from and what temple they were abiding by, because why? The colors was associated with the name. You could tell by them, so you would know different things, whatever. But you don't get that anymore. And I really pray that someday would have that change. They would have that change and bring that back, because it is getting out of hand. It is becoming disrespectful to see master them manifesting people wearing fitted jeans, and with all the fitted jeans fit to them, you almost seeing their undergarments that they're wearing under the jeans and all these different things, their boxers and whatever. It is very deplorable. Please, I implore people, wear the garments, get the garments, put them together, wear them, and give the respect back to the worship, to the temple, give that respect and that elegance back to your COVID, your temple. Alright, so this is my video on that aspect of garments, that it is an art that is dying. It is an art that was upheld by many older generations, and it is now dying by certain younger ones, and unknown by a lot of other generations. Alright, good night, Vanakam.